All right, we're live. This is so exciting. I just am trying to get one. Nope, sorry. Okay, I'm going to go with this. So, thank you for being here today. It is the March Council of Light Channeled Message Day, and I'm really excited to be doing this again. I brought them through last month, and a bunch of you were here in Cambridge with me, and then I thought, let me stream this online. So for those of you who don't know, you can come to these live events and watch them online. Sometimes I'll do them in the office, sometimes I'll stream them like I am now. And I also offer them as a replay in the Divine Lotus membership. So if you ever cannot make a live recording like you're here for today, then you can join the membership, and that's where all of them will be housed. And actually, it's a little bit of a cost benefit to you if you do join the membership, because it is only $19 a month, and you get to attend this live recording for free, and then you have access to all of the recordings after that. For folks who are attending these recordings, and just these recordings alone, you're doing the recording monthly single payment for yourselves, and then there's not access afterwards, but you'll decide for yourselves, okay? So the Council of Light have been coming through all day. One second. They get prepped before I come on these things and before I start to do client work with them. They come through a lot of my client sessions now, and for a long time they would come through publicly for folks. So now they're coming through the membership and these monthly messages for you all. And I just get this buzzing, tingling feeling that they're with us. So I'm really interested in having this experience come through to you, through the computers and technology. So let's all begin by taking a deep breath into our stomachs together. You can close your eyes if you wish. And you can take an exhale and take another deep breath in. Maybe you want to place your hands somewhere on your body now. And exhale. All right, so you can begin to rest in this energy. Let all the other stuff on your to-do list of the day go. In this moment, here and now, it is time to listen to us loud. They're here. And we invite you to sit back and relax and enjoy this message that we have to share with you today. Turn off all the distractions, silence your phones, close the windows that are open in the computers so that you are only listening to these words here and now. First of all, greetings. We are glad to be with you today. We bring you bright, joyous blessings on this sacred day. Why is it so sacred? Well, it is because you have chosen to make it so. How have you chosen to make it so? Well, it is because you have chosen to pause and to listen to these words and to be present with your breath and to be present with your body and to be present with your emotions at this time. We are overjoyed that you have chosen to be here now, in this moment, in this way, for yourself. And we will remind you and say, it would be very beneficial for you to do this kind of touchstone each and every day. You feel better when you hear these words. You feel the vibration of peace washing through you as we speak through this voice box of this human called Laura. You sense a shift of peace that comes through you by the end of your time listening to us. We know this to be true because for so many years, our job has been to help the evolution of humans on the earth plane shift from that lower vibration to that higher vibration over and over and over and over again. And we will toot our own horns now and tell you that we do this quite well. We have been tasked by the God Source energy to help you all move into an enlightened space. And we see that when those of you who are ready to shift your frequencies show up to this space, to this place, to this here, to this now, to this presence, whether it be through listening to our words or practicing your yoga or exercising your bodies or meditating on your pillows or spending a quiet moment resting with your bellies and your hands in breath. You are bringing yourself into a higher frequency of vibrational being. It is very easy for you to slip out of this vibration because you are surrounded by the energy of the people on the earth plane who do not think like you, who do not know the world to be like you, who do not understand the vibrational beauty that surrounds them at all times like you do. And we will also say that for those of you who are in this space, it is important for you to return over and over and over again because this strengthens your core vibration. This strengthens your being. This strengthens your essence of your presence. And it allows you to grow bigger with your space of vibration on the earth plane. Not so that you're grand and haughty and high demand, but so that you take up your true full light capacity there on the earth plane. And so that the stuff that comes at you that is stressful or political or angry or tiresome or irksome slides away before it enters into the fray of your field. You understand what we say. And so we invite you to continue to make this a daily, self-loving, kind, compassionate practice. We speak very clearly at length on this now, and we don't expect you to spend as much time daily doing these things as we are teaching you here now. We know that your time is precious, and you might only have snippets. But when you give yourselves the routine practice, same time, same space, same place, like they say in your earthbound way, get yourselves daily on your mat to play. Do it for yourselves, much like you practice the brushing of your teeth twice a day, much like you practice the eating of the food 3 times a day, or whenever your food practice is. You have built those routines into your lives, and they are very easy. They are very effortless. You do them almost on autopilot without thinking. There is no reason why you cannot build in this awareness time, build in this sacred connection space, build in this loving, compassion, opening space as well. Take another deep breath into your beings, please, because we are now going to provide you with an activation. Exhale completely. Take another deep breath into your beings, please, because we continue the activation. Exhale completely. The activation is on the etheric plane. It enters into your etheric body. It filters through to your emotional state, and it begins to shift the subtleties of the negative. It begins to shift the subtleties of the fray. It begins to shift the subtleties of the stress and the discordance away. It begins to move through the emotional body and into the heart, into the breath, so that the breath becomes stronger, so that the life force entering you becomes more vital and clear and strong and fresh. It begins to shift through to the physical body, nourishing you in your organs, in your heart, in your mind, in your brain, in your eyes, in your ears, in your muscle structure, in your fluids, in your tendons, in your joints. It begins to activate and harmonize and pull together the frequencies of vibrancy through your entire being. Come back to this Anytime you feel like you need a lift, come back to this. Anytime you feel like you need a boost, you humans on the earth plane have gotten creative with how you recycle and return to your energy and your initiation into your intention. Before your dawn of technology, you used to sit around campfires and tell the stories of your elders over and over and over and over, and come through those vibrations, and we would activate you in those ways. Now, here today, in this way, we come through this speaker, this video, and we return with the same intensity and frequency and poignancy of activation each time you listen over and over and over again. We are returning through the technology. Yes, we still come through human beings as you sit around in group formats. Yes, we still come through human beings as you tell your stories, but this way of coming through the technology is just as clear, just as strong, just as potent every and all day long. Why are we tasked with giving you an energetic attunement, a frequency shift? Why do we come and speak to you, and why do you feel pleasantly harmonized, moved, shifted, and changed into the higher evolutionary planes of your frequencies? Because in these ways, it is helping you to grow towards your enlightenment. In these ways, it is helping you to move forward on your continuum of learning in your lives. There is no right pace and there is no wrong action. Don't feel like you have failed if you have not done so before, and don't feel like you are neglecting yourself if you don't do so moving forward. Know that this is always an option to choose balance, to choose wellness, to choose vitality when you return to this practice for yourselves. It is just like exercise. You know exercise is good for you. It is just like eating healthy. You know that putting greens and fruits and vegetables and grains without sugars and processed foods into your body is beneficial for you. Those are considered best practice benchmarks. We invite you to include the best practice benchmark of spiritual sacred connectedness each and every day. And this is one of the ways. We are the Council of Light. We are a body of souls from the higher realms of the God Source energy. We each have our own individual identity, and yet we colloquially come to you as a group of we, as the Council of Light, hundreds of souls strong, ever so bright. We work in this unified voice, and we collectively merge together into one entity. If we were to take shape physically on the human earth plane, you would see us as one great grand light being. But that would only be so that you could make sense of us. We really have no shape, and we really have no gender, and we really have no beingness other than that we come from the place of ultimate love, out of the layers of the God Source, all that is energy. And we daily touchstone with you on the earth plane there as you walk through your lives and you fill them with your days with stress and with strife. You can't help it. Your egos bring awareness of discomfort and disharmony into your lives. And we invite you in these moments when you are with us, and in the in-between moments when we invite you to practice your breath and your calmness, to begin to let go of some of that. There is turbulence all around you on the earth plane, and there are all kinds of feels that people bring to their daily lives, and you are the wake ones. You are the woke ones. You are the abundantly clear ones that understand, maybe not consciously, maybe so for some of you, that this place, this space, this here, this now, with all the people, and all the energy and all the disgruntledness affects you. It fills you. You are sponges for the vibrancy and the vitality and the frequency and the discordance and the pain and the suffering and the sorrow and all of it there on that earth plane. And we say to you now that you can begin to detach from that. You can begin to remove yourself from that fishbowl of that chaos by strengthening your centeredness, by strengthening your sacredness, by tuning out the fray, by tuning out the discordance, by knowing that it is present there on the earth plane with you, but not participating in it. So how does this look on a day-to-day basis for you? Be very selective about the information channels that you observe. Are you watching television? Are you reading newspapers and magazines? Are you listening to people on the radio? If so, what are you receiving? Is it peace, joy, love, harmony? Is it stories of compassion and abundance and wellness and helpfulness and kindness of humanity? Or is it the strife and the stress and the worry and the fears and the wars and the fighting and the sickness and the disease? For that is there, but it is one element of all the energies present there. So you can begin to say, I recognize that that is there, but I choose not to listen to it completely. I choose to hear it secondhand from the conversations around the water cooler. I choose to understand the consciousness of the energy as it rises through humanity, but I don't need to tap in, and I don't need to become sucked into the fear, and I don't need to become mired in the energetic depressiveness of the disgruntledness of the humans. I can observe them bickering as politicians. I can feel the sorrow and the suffering of nations as they fight in their wars, and I can step out of that vibration. I can return to my centeredness. I can come back to myself. I can come back to my place of nourished well-being and balance, so that then I can move forward, walking clearly with my feet 1 foot in front of the other, with my head held high and my vibration clear and strong as I navigate around all of that fray. Do you see what we say here today? Do you see how this is important for you? Do you see that this is not a moving into a hiding your head in the sand and burying yourselves away from the problems of your land? Do you see that this is a calm and measured and self-care supportive space for you to always make your decisions from? You do not need to be reactive to society. You can be proactive. Gather the energetic purity, the energetic strength, the energetic clarity, the energetic purposefulness, the energetic mindfulness of your own essence being connected and plugged into the source, the spirit, the angel, the God realm, whatever you want to think of us as. When you operate from this place, when you operate from this space, plugged in, connected, tuned in vibrational harmony at all times from this location and this space, you are unaffected as much by the fray of the lower vibrations on that earth plane. We have said many times before that the vibration of the earth plane is like pea soup. You are walking through it and it is hard, it is sticky, it is tricky for you to navigate through. And when you begin to practice everything we have mentioned so far today, you notice that it's easier for you not to be swayed by the strife and the negativity and the lower base vibrations, the slurry, if you will, of that earth plane. Don't get us wrong. We see the glory of human beings. We see the vibrancy and the wonderment and the creativity and the sound and the scent and the joyful colors, the textures and the tastes that you create on that earth plane. And we celebrate that about you. Human beings are miraculous. And there is a component of sandpaper-like energy that is there and stews and brews and bubbles up forth to the surface every now and again. And this is one of those heightened times on your earth plane. Collective conscious-wise, there are nations that are at friction with each other, and that filters through humanity and society at large. Do not be discouraged. when you tune into your own actions of light and peace and frequency and vibrational harmony, you are able to rise above. Now, this takes practice. This takes consistency. We are saying these words of beautiful truth and harmony and peace and vibration to you, and you are receiving an activation today during this message, and you feel great. And tomorrow, you're going to read the news and be dismayed. It is okay. It is okay. Your vibration will fluctuate. When it does, notice that you feel out of alignment. Notice that you feel as if you have come out of this vibrational pure frequency, and choose to come back in as soon as you can. Belly breathing, meditation, walking, yoga, exercise, returning to the meditative state through listening to this again, whatever it is for you, return, return, return. The woman whose voice box we come through had practiced this for many, many, many years in her life. And now she walks through the world watching all the strife and says, so sorry for your pain. So sorry for your suffering. And she is able to be a beacon, and she is able to be a strength pillar for those who need to feel the light and the peace and the joy and the calmness. And people feel that. People comment on that. People want to be surrounded by that, so they flock to her practice, they flock to her wisdom, they flock to her counsel, and we are not highlighting her as a grand being. We are just simply illustrating that when you practice being the peace, when you practice being the joy, when you practice being the vibrational frequency of harmony, you become it. And the people in your lives notice. And they want to be around you because they want to feel good about themselves. They want to be in relationship with harmony. They want to be in relationship with joy. They want to be in relationship with peace themselves. And we will tell you a secret. We wink here now at you because this secret is not so secret. Most human beings don't understand that it just takes that to arrive in this place. It just takes this. Being here now, in this space, here today, doing this practice over and over and over again to arrive at being peace, to arrive at being joy, to arrive at being bliss, to arrive at being comfort, to arrive at being in a space where they can walk through the chaos and the muck and the mire and they can look at it from afar. All they need to do is show up and practice like you are, like you are, like you are. You are love. You are light. You are joy on that earth plane, ever, ever so bright. And we are so, so thankful to you for being in this space. We are so, so thankful to you for being in this place. We celebrate you for being woke. We celebrate you for being awake. We celebrate you for being present in this place, in this space, in this here, in this now. And we invite you to always, always, always breathe into this beingness. Remember this vibrational frequency feeling that you have right now in your being. Your physicalness is buzzing. Your physicalness feels light. Your physicalness feels expansive because it is. Because you have shed the skin and you have tuned in to the soul's frequency of pure vibration. This is what it feels like day in and day out, all day and all night. You can return to this over and 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 over again. It is so easy and it is so joyful. And you can start to teach your loved ones to do the same. You can invite them to your practice of centering, of grounding, of balance. You can be that for them if they can't be in that space with you. Some people in your lives will want to practice alongside you. Some people will want to be this peace, be this love, be this light with you. You will begin to notice that they turn towards you more and they want to be in your energy more. Some people in your lives don't want anything to do with that, and they will very quickly fade. You will not want to be in relationship with them. You will not want to be around them. You will not want to be on the phone with them or in email communication with them or in holiday family gathering time relationship with them or in spending family time with them on a daily basis. friendship, colleague, it does not matter. Put the label on it as you will, but it is the vibrational frequency of people that are not ready to do the work of being woke, do the work of being waked, do the work of being the love and the joy and the peace and the harmony. You will notice that those relationships disappear, and it is okay. They will end, they will fade. They will not be as important to you, and you don't need to worry. There will be no drama about the letting go. There will be no misgivings or hardships about the release. It will just occur naturally. For your vibration as you enter into this aligned space, your vibration as you enter into this divine place, your vibration as you enter into this continued space will allow you over and over and over and over again to become strengthened, to become larger, to become bigger and grander on that earth plane, so that you take up more light space, more love space, more peace space. And the vibrational beings that match that are human on that earth plane will find you. They will turn towards you like sunflowers, mirroring the sun as it shines its way across the arching sky day in and day out. You will find a community and a tribe of sunflowers that match you. Some of you are already there now. Some of you know people in your spaces that are there now. Those of you who have ever gone through the practice in Laura's Cambridge office and who have met each other in human form, hello, you're sunflowers together. Begin to reach out to each other. Those of you who make connection through the work online here and know each other and start to become connected. Hello, you're sunflowers, you know each other. Your frequencies are matched. Allow yourself to understand that you are a great human on the earth plane. Allow yourself to understand that you are full of love and compassion and that you have the ability to give this to all humans and at all times. Do not be discouraged when you don't feel this. Do not be discouraged when you feel disgruntledness. And do not be kowtowed by the grandeur of our statement, for it is not something that is hard to do. Please now, all of you, take another nice deep breath into your beings as we send an activation wave through you. Exhale completely. Please take a second deep inhale to your beings completely as we wash the activation through you. Exhale completely. Why do we do these activations in waves? Well, we will send you an example that is crude in nature but understandable. If we were to do all of the activation in its full light form completely to all of you who are listening to this, it would be like too much radiation to the body and you would not be able to handle it. To put it simply and plainly, we have a grand energy that is meant to bring itself through to you in stages and in waves. Otherwise, it would knock you over like a bowl in a china shop and you would crack. We wouldn't do this to you literally. Your physical bodies would not be harmed, but energetically it would be too intense. And so we just do it in doses and we just do it in pauses. We just do it in waves of frequency. And so as you do this practice of returning to yourselves in this peacefulness, returning to yourselves in this joyfulness, returning to yourselves in this place of bliss, you can come back to this meditative talk experience, if you will, of us here in this space daily, and it will do no harm. Each time you listen, the energetic waves will come through as we have done today here in this format now. Or you can come back to your own meditative spaces day in and day out in different formats, and your effect will be the same. Give yourselves the gift of joy. Give yourselves the gift of peace. Give yourselves the gift of light, and you will be that for everybody on the earth plane day in and day out, all day and all night. We can't stress this enough. It is so greatly needed on the earth plane at this time. And you are the waked ones, you are the woke ones, and you are the catalysts for change. So, do us a favor and take a moment to exercise your joy, exercise your peace, exercise your light. First and foremost, feel on your bodies internally. Put your hands where they are most activated. Where does it feel like the joy, the peace, the harmony, the love is most coming through you at this time? Put your hands there. Rest in that knowingness. Maybe it's your eyes. Maybe it's the crown of your head. Maybe it's your stomach. Maybe it's your heart. Maybe it's your throat. It doesn't matter where it is. Maybe it's your ears. Place your hands there. Become one with that vibration. Become one with that joy. Become one with that frequency. Become one with that bliss. Become one with that harmony. This is you. This is your essence. This is your true soul self in fully physical form. Do you feel the excitement? Do you feel the bliss? Do you feel the joy? This is you in your true form. Now that you have tapped into this, now that you have tuned into this, now that you know this, now that you are exercising yourself through this space, breathe this out. Shine this out to the world. Invite your loved ones at this time to line up in front of you. Stand them all energetically in a line, one at a time, and breathe this vibration of peace and joy and harmony and love through them. Thank the ones that chose to show up. And now as they move to the side, breathe through all the neighbors that live around you. You may know them, you may not. Let them line up in front of you. Breathe this through them. Thank the ones that chose to show up. Now let them move to the side and bring all the people of your community that you reside in and stand them in front of you in one great long snaking enormous line. Breathe this through them. Thank the ones that chose to show up, and now ask them to move to the side and bring your great community of state and nation through. Have all those masses of millions who choose to show up to receive stand in front of you now in an enormous, long, snaking line. Breathe this through them. Thank the ones that chose to show up and invite them to stand to the side. Now, one last beautiful invitation to everyone on the earth plane. Everyone in the world who wishes to receive this joy and feel this love and be this frequency of peace and vibration, ask them to stand in front of you in one great line. Breathe it through to them. Thank the human beings who chose to come and stand in this space with you. Now notice all of you here in an enormous circle of enlightenment, in an enormous vibration of purity, all the souls that are standing together with you in this space here and now. All of you take a collective breath in. Exhale it out to the world. Cycle it through the trees and the flora and the fauna. Give it to the energy of the earth elementals. Give it to all the creatures of the earth, the winged, the finned, the many-legged. Cycle it up through the skies, around through the forests, into the oceans, down to the depths of the deepest, darkest crevasses. Feel as it cycles through that physical earth plane. Feel as it winds itself through all of your heart centers. Feel as it cascades through every living being, through all the vitality and all the freshness and all the enlightenment. Feel as it makes its way through and to all the beings who need to receive love and compassion and vibration of purity. And so it be, and so it be. Thank you, dear ones of the earth plane, for participating in this exercise that for some of you might feel like a game. but it is not. It is simply the exercise of connecting with humanity and sharing the joy of vibrational purity. We will tell you that most of you do this actually while you're asleep. Most of you do this while you are in your dream states, because your soul climbs out of the body and it travels and it is free to float and connect and be amongst those of joy. And so it is a treat to do this with you here now today, in this space, in this way, while you are conscious and cognizant. We will send all of the earth plane energies back to your proper time and place now, and we will send all of the world back to your proper time and place now, and all of the flora and the fauna and the elementals and the winged and the finned and the many-legged, and we will send all of the members of the community back to wherever you were before you stepped into the space, and we will send all of your neighbors back and all of your loved ones and your family back, so that it is just you, singularly, sitting in your space, here and now, in this vibratory frequency of love. Know that you are a great and grand being. Know that it is your turn to shine and to be alive and to be great and grand. Not great and grand from the ego place, but great and grand from the spiritual sacred place. Thank you for taking this time for yourselves. Thank you for being in this space for yourselves. Thank you for showing up for yourselves, for you matter. You are important. You are divine. You are sacred. And you are the stewards now that carry this forward. And so we will say, one last activation is required today. Place your hands on your stomachs now. Take a great deep breath into the center of your being as we wash the activation through you. Exhale it completely. Wash the activation through you one more time by taking a deep breath into the center of your being. Exhale it completely. Thank you so much. As always, we are the Council of Light, and we wash you through with a great golden blanket of light to sustain you and to keep you and to hold you ever so tight until the next time we are to come and be with you in this space. Hold this reverently around your shoulders and return to it and wrap it around you like a golden blanket of light to sustain you and keep you all the days and all the nights. Bright blessings to you all, sacred souls akin. And many, many hugs, many, many moons, and many, many stars. Rain shining down. Peace and joy to you. Until we are to see you again, namaste and adieu. Wow. So thank you all so much. Whew. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Give yourselves a stretch. Open your eyes. Become conscious. Take a breath. Take a sip of water. Rest in this space reverently. It might be a nice idea for you to do some journaling or some breathing or some reflecting. You might want to document for yourself your experience that you just had, or any of the awarenesses that might now start coming for you in the day ahead, the next hour, the next afternoon, the next days. You might want to start noticing the connection points for yourselves over the next few weeks before we have our next message. What's easier to handle? When do you feel like you want to return to your sacred centeredness? How do you practice that? The Council of Light today have given us a great understanding of how we can do that. And it's important to know when we feel like we need it again. I certainly do this on a daily basis, and I've practiced this for many years myself. And it just is natural to me. Like they say, it's like eating breakfast or brushing teeth. I just carve out time every day to be in my sacred space. And when I was first starting out, there was a lot of big chunks of time where I really immersed myself. But now it's a little different. Now I always float in this space. And I do mini check-ins multiple times, many times, probably hundreds of times if I'm truthful with myself throughout the day. So notice what you need in the coming days. And as always, thank you for joining me today. If you're interested in joining the membership, you can go to my website and look for the Divine Lotus membership and become a member so that you can tune in. All of the meditations that I do are there. And for those of you who are membership members, thank you for this practice and returning to yourselves. Those of you who visited us today for the first time, thank you so much for being present with us. And I will see you again next month. Mwah. Namaste and be well, everyone.